Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. After stopping for many years, a number of flags starts to flow in the governorate of Al-Zahir as youths volunteer to maintain their track. An Omani youth gains the third place in Amateur Chess World Cup Championship in Greece. And deteriorating food situation in Yemen prompts the UN Food and Agriculture Organization to warn of human catastrophe. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you the details of tonight's news bulletin. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Horacio Cartes of Paraguay on his country's National Day. After several years of a drought period, the water flow has returned to some villages in the governorate of Al-Zahir after the last period of rainfall. A number of youth in the wilayat of Ibri organized a voluntary campaign for the maintenance of these villages. Despite the limited capabilities and lack of necessary tools, the youth are still determined to fix the flow of water in the villages so as to serve the people of the wilayah as well as the farms. Around the wilayah, there is a village locally known as Mab'outh, where it is distinguished by not being affected during the dry periods. The supervisors and those monitoring these villages hope that all will cooperate to preserve the villages as they are considered a part of the Omani heritage. In addition, do not digging wells near the village water flow besides keeping the housing schemes away from the village. The youth of the Sultanate continue their broad achievements in all arenas, as this time Saeed bin Ahmed Jidal Fadil achieved the third place in the World Amateur Chess Championships in Greece. He expressed that the competition was taught as he was close to get the golden medal during the last round, but unfortunately lost and acquired the third place, and he hopes for the best in the near future. The championship, which was held in Al-Kidiki city, witnessed a great participation from chess players around the world. The game of chess is often called the game of kings. It requires a lot of skill, strategy, and deep focus before the players move one of their chess pieces. Within the aim to improve students' talents in various fields of Al-Murid School for Basic Education in the wilayat of Yunqil in the governorate of Al-Zahir organized an open day. The school administration gave the students the opportunities to do their scientific experiments in the school lab, which will help them to develop their skills and study level. The event, which witnessed a participation from society segments and students' parents, included a number of activities such as sports competitions, inshads exhibition, as well as some Omani traditional arts. Oman oil price July delivery reached $44.34. The Dubai Mercantile Exchange statement today said that the price of Oman oil declined 16 cents from the price of yesterday, Thursday, which was $44.5. This came coinciding with the decrease of world oil prices with percentage of 1% due to dollar increase, as well as Russia's warning of world crude oversupply, which may continue to the upcoming year. Still to come in our news bulletin, various artistic shapes are made from animal bone in the Training and Production Center for Bone Sculpture in the wilayat of Thumrid.
تشرق الشمس بفقرات متنوعة، برؤية عصرية، بنكهة مختلفة، وأجواء مرحة، بروح عمانية، ليفوح شذا اليوم مع قهوة الصباح.
نتكلم عن أدب عماني يجب أن نعطيه حقه في فترة ركود.
نصيب يشابه بيوت الغنى مو صدى بيبانها على الطارقين.
القصيدة في الأساس هي فكرة، بس كيفية تبسيط الفكرة المتلقي.
وش فيك واقف تنتظر؟ من تنتظر؟ وأنا لي أكثر من عمر وأنا مقضيها مسيرة.
القصيدة الواعية هي القصيدة اللي تؤثر مباشرة في الروح. عطني دقيقة من يديك أقطف لك الدنيا، قلب يشتاق لك ويموت فيك.
الشاعر اللي ما عرف يلفت انظار يترك مجال الشعر ويتبع اموره.
غيم القصيد البرنامج المهتم بكل ما يهم الشاعر والشعر في ساحتنا الشعبية هنا في عمان.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization FAO warned against deteriorating food situation in Yemen. In a statement, FAO said more than half of Yemen's population are in dire need for food aid supply, mentioning that the size of needed food items greatly surpassed the capability of humanitarian organizations working in Yemen, a sign that would lead the situation to human catastrophe. FAO also mentioned that locust spread has exacerbated the situation and became a threat for sources of income of more than 100,000 farmers, honeybee breeders and grazers in 5 Yemeni governorates. 19 civilians were shot dead in their own homes when al-Nusra militants seizing their village in central Syria. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said other villagers were kidnapped following the assault in which 8 pro-government militiamen were killed trying to defend al-Zara in Hama province. The observatory said clashes took place with the government forces after the militiamen overran the village. On the other hand, 19 militants from al-Nusra group were also killed and numerous others were injured in an air strikes targeted their hideouts in Idlib countryside. The shelling also destroyed machineries and positions controlled by al-Nusra. 6 Turkish soldiers were killed today in a clash with Kurdish militants in the southeast of the country, while 2 more lost their lives when a military helicopter sent to the scene crashed. The 6 troops were killed and 8 others wounded in fighting with members of the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party PKK near a military base in the Kakurka districts of Hakkari province. The army said a Cobra helicopter dispatched to the scene then crashed due to the technical problem resulting in the deaths of the 2 pilots. Pro-PKK news site Firat claimed that the helicopter had been downed by the PKK fighters. In a separate operation in the neighborhood Sirnak province, the army said 15 PKK members have been killed. Turkey has been waging an offensive against the PKK after the collapse in 2015 of a 2-year ceasefire declared by the group. 16 people were killed, including 4 security men in 2 separate attacks in Iraq. Iraqi security authorities said that 4 security men were killed when a suicider exploded his explosive vest in a produce market north of Baghdad. 12 people were also killed and 25 others were wounded in an attack carried out by 3 militants on a cafe in Balad area to the north of Baghdad. Responsibility for the attack were not claimed by any group. In his ancestral village of Abitabura in Lebanon, Michel Temer's rise to power in Brazil is a source of both pride and amusement in a country with no president of its own due to political deadlock. In his first speech as interim president, 75-year-old Temer has voiced the urgency of creating a government of national salvation so that Brazil can overcome the serious crisis it is now in. Temer spoke at the presidential headquarters of Planalto just minutes after sitting President Dilma Rousseff vacated the offices after Senate lawmakers had voted to put her on trial for allegedly misrepresenting public finances. Latest polls shows Temer's approval rating at a mere 2% and his disapproval rate at 58%. The big differential indicates the hard work Temer and his team has to do to prove to the public his governing capability during Rousseff's suspensions from office for 6 months. The Training and Production Center for Bronze Sculpture in the Niaba of Dha'bun in the wilayat of the Marid continues to upgrade the skills of the craftsmen in this field. The center was opened back in 2010 as it included various sculptures and artistic shapes made from animal bones engraving. This art was known since the ancient and old times in the world civilization, where the sculptors used bone-made figures to test their design before making them from metal. The center qualified Omani women who are interested in this art as they make different items and using animal bones so as to highlight their capabilities in this field. A wonderful work there. The first of its kind in the Sultanate, An-Nur Association for the Blind organized a wedding for blind female in the governorate of Muscat. The event came to raise awareness among the individuals towards the blind people and consider them a part of the community, as they have proven that despite the blindness, they are still an effective part of the community. The participated female in this wedding expressed that they enjoy their lives without being affected by their blindness, and they also practice their duties normally. And now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of clouds and scattered light rainfall in the governorate of Dhofar and the Hajar Mountains and the nearby areas. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate along the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman and south to southeasterly light to moderate over the rest of the Sultanate. Seas will be moderate along the coasts overlooking the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 2 meters and slight along the rest of the Sultanate's coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. Omani youth gains the third place in Amateur Chess World Cup Championship in Greece. And deteriorating food situation in Yemen prompts the UN Food and Agriculture Organization to warn of human catastrophe. With that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and studios, it's good night.